Hola clase. So today we're going to be looking at our numbers. So we learned numbers 1 through 100 last year. So this page that is on Google Classroom, you guys have a copy of it. You can print it out. I have copies for when we come back to school. So this is just a list of your numbers. Okay. So I want to talk about a couple of things real quick. So 1 through 15 just have to be memorized. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Once we hit 16, our numbers start becoming a pattern. So we'll have our tens place, and then it's connected by the word and then our ones position. So if we look at like 16, we have 10 y 6. So 10 and 1. You could also write it out like this, 10 y 6, as 3 separate words, but no one's going to actually do that. It's going to naturally blend 10 y 6. Okay, but you're still saying 10 and 6. And then 10 y 7, 10 and 7, 18, etc. Okay, so then we have our 20s place, which is 20. And with 21 through 29, you can do this contraction again. So 20 y or 21, or you could write it out 20 y 1. But again, no one's actually going to do that. They're going to say 21. Okay? So all the way through, but it's still the same pattern. Once we hit 30, we can no longer do the contraction because it ends in an A and not an E. Okay? So then we do have to have it as separate words. 30 y 1, 30 y 2, 30 y 3, etc. Okay? So then we have 40, 40, 50, 50, 60, 60, 70, 70, 80, 80, and 90, 90. Okay? And so then, again, you're just adding on the ones place. 90 and 1, 91, 92, 93, 94, etc. Our numbers are very patterned, which is nice so that we don't have to learn a lot of rules. We just have to learn, like, we have to learn 1 through 15 because those are, we have to learn 1 through 10 because they're going to be used a gajillion times. You have to know 11 through 15 because they're irregular or they don't follow a pattern. Then you have to learn your tens places and your hundreds places, and that's it. That's all you need to learn in order to be able to count forever. Because then you'll add in like meal is 1,000, and then once you know like your 1,000, million, billions, you're golden because everything's just going to repeat itself. Okay, so then we get to 100, 100. And we only use 100 when it's right at 100. Anything higher than 100, we change 100 to ciento. And you don't have to say like 101. You just say 101. So 101, 102, 103, etc. And then you just build on with all of these other numbers that you've already learned. So like 121 would be 121. Nothing connecting in between 100 and 1. Okay? So then we have our hundreds places, 200, 300, all the way through. And again, it's going to do the same thing. So 200, 1, 200, 1. Okay. If you note here that we have this AS, so if we have a feminine noun that comes next, then we're going to change it to 200. So if we have like 200 computers, 200 computadoras. Okay. I don't know that I do this a lot. Usually I'm talking about something that's masculine. If I'm talking about like large numbers, I'm talking about like dollars or students or something like that. So then we get up to 1,000, which is meal. Okay, so just like milliliter, millimeter, all that has to do with 1,000. If we, and again, whenever we start counting up higher, we're not going to have anything connecting. So like 1,100, like 1,100 would be meal, 100, 100. Let's pick a different number. 1,224. Mil 224. Okay. And then if we wanted like 2,000, then we just build our numbers up before 1,000. 2,000, 3,000, 10,000, 100,000. Okay. 200,000. 200,000. Okay? 1 million is millón, and billion is billón. I know. Shocking that I'm sure you guys can figure that out. Okay. And then we have some extra info. Sorry about all the random marks on here. Numbers higher than 1,000 cannot be expressed by like 1,200. We can't say that. So like on this number up here, I couldn't say 1,224. I have to say 1,224. Okay. Another thing that is different with numbers in Spanish-speaking cultures, and then also in a lot of places in Europe and throughout the world, the comma and the decimal point are flipped. So if I were writing 1,224 in English, or in an English-speaking country, it would look like this, or rather in the U.S. Okay? In Spanish-speaking countries, and a lot of countries in Europe, it's going to look like this. Okay? This is the same number. If I wanted to have like 1,224.75, it would look like this. Okay? So 1 million in Spanish is going to look like this. Okay? With decimal points instead of commas. So fun fact. So if like you're out shopping, if you're in Ecuador, I'll just use Ecuador because Ecuador uses the dollar. When I was there, I would see like water bottle, like bottled water, and it would be priced like this. Okay, so it's 50 cents. So they don't necessarily need to put a 0 here, but 50 cents. So that's what that looks like. So just be aware of that. Okay, I'm going to post some practice for numbers as well. So some of it is going to be you reading in English or reading in Spanish and writing out the number words. Some of it is going to be the opposite, where I give you the numbers and you have to write out the number words. Okay, if you have any questions about any of the numbers, please let me know. Have a wonderful and warm day. I will see you later. Adios.